Hello and welcome to Let's Play of Hexen. Um, this is this is basically very familiar to Doom if you played it, and there's a reason for it. I think the engine is the same. Instead of having a shooter with chainsaws, machine guns, rocket launchers, and demons, you have a more of a fantasy setting where you can have fists, weapons, and spells where you destroy monsters. It's very similar to the Doom game, but not quite. And here's the first difference. You choose a class. You can pick at random or be a mage, a cleric, and a fighter. And there are significant differences between the three even. Um, 4 is the number that came to mind because you have 4 weapons with each class, and they're very different. Have what do you have? You have your basic weapon, which is fighter. It's the fists. Cleric has, I think, the mace, and mage has a magical wand. So, melee weapon, range weapon. Fighter, I think, fighter weapon is the most powerful, but not by a huge margin. Secondary weapons will be a magical weapon. It's another melee weapon. This is, I think, magical weapon that can be used in melee and at range. So different things. It'll do different things when used at range and or in close combat. A mage will have a freeze spell. The third weapon for the fighter, I think, it's a range weapon. It throws a hammer, and it's an explosive weapon. So sort of similar to how a rocket launcher would work in a normal shooter, but not quite. But the idea is very similar. I have no recollection what the cleric has as the third weapon. Probably some kind of a spell, maybe. Yeah, but I have no recollection. Mage, I think, has a fire spell, sort of a explosion spell. And then you can have the fourth weapon will be some kind of a super weapon. With the fighters, I think it's a sword that has a very strong attack, sort of a spread attack, shoots out in front of a wedge in front of you. Cleric has a holy symbol that when you shoot at a target, it explodes into spirits or ghosts, and they tear up to all your opponent to pieces. It's a very I don't recall seeing many spells like that or weapons like that in any game. Very interesting, very useful, especially against weaker enemies. Uh, Mage, I think, has something like a missile launcher as the super weapon. It might even track enemies. So, but that's aside, there are other differences: speed, armor, strength. Speed and armor might be the most important ones. Mage is very weak on those. I think we'll play a fighter or a cleric. Yeah. Uh, the armor effects, I think how there are armor pieces to be found in this game, similar to a game like Doom, but instead of getting a temporary boost that goes down, they'll stack up and don't wear down. But the boost amount will be vastly inferior. So you might get a single point of armor, for example, but it won't disappear when you take damage. We could pick at random. The thing is, I haven't played this game in years and years and years, so I don't have a lot of recollection about this. So I don't really mind playing any of these. The major difference, I think, will be also in how you can use certain items. They have a varying effect based on your class. I think we'll go with the fighter because I don't recall. I usually like to play this game with the cleric, mainly because of the final weapon it has. I don't recall playing this game as a fighter. So let's go with the fighter. And we have a skill level. We'll pick the medium. Again, I haven't played this in a long time, and I don't want to get stuck in too many places. So yeah, this is Hexen. Do we have a quick save button? Okay, nice. Okay, it's not. Quick save or sure, because I F6 okay, F6 is save, F9 is load. Yes, okay. So let's start the game. I think we can play the first level straight up because I tried this. This isn't gonna be much of a challenge. Do you have life in your bottom left corner, lower left corner? There's a blue symbol and a green symbol also there, and they both show yellow zeros behind it. That's your mana. This game has blue and green mana. Blue is used for your second weapon, green on your third, and you use both on your fourth weapon. But we won't even get our second weapon in this mission, so... traps. I think this isn't quite as straightforward as Doom is. I mean, there's a lot more puzzles and pushing switches and things like that, so more of a, in that sense, are role-playing elements. I do like the fact that you can beat the living shit out of monsters with your face. And the weapon itself is relatively good and it doesn't use mana. Emerald. Okay, we triggered the trap. Just trying to find any specials. We can now cruise. This is might be a sort of a even frustrating game to play if you are more used to the newer breed of first-person games. The problem is that there are quite a number of puzzles in this game. There's no clear indication of what you have to do next. So if you're totally clueless and don't observe anything, you're gonna have a lot of trouble with this one. What we really need to notice at this place is this. This is a teleporter, but it's blocked. This is important because when we unlock that cage preventing us from going there, there's no indication that we've done that. So what we need to do when we pull switches or buttons or anything like that, we need to keep our mind sort of immediately trying to find out what it did. And if there's no obvious thing like this, the door open, you have to sort of recollect all places of interest you encountered earlier, so you can figure out where you need to go. I'm not trying to imply that if you you get confused by the system, you're somehow an inferior or a simpleton, because it is quite inconvenient and unnecessarily so. So there's quite a lot of time maybe wasted in that you just run around trying to find the thing you have been missing. I don't think that in a game like this, that is a combat, fast action focus, destruction, killing focus game. That's not a necessary thing to have. At least when you have silver key, usually you have when in a game like this, when you activate something, the game quickly shows you what you did. Now I think this is one of those games that could have desperately used such a feature, perhaps. Yeah, I think we need to do some quick saving now and then. You can die quite easily in this game, especially since we have that fist as a weapon. Okay, why did we come here? To bring them. And this is one of those times where you really don't know what you did, and this opened up the cage, so now we can enter the teleporter. And this is as far as I actually know what we need to do. So after this, I'm gonna be sort of lost from time to time, figuring out what to do. If it takes too long of a time, I'll just cut it, because it doesn't... Just running around blindly, not knowing what to do is not exactly... There's no point trying to record that. New enemy. Problem being that it's flies. Exactly easy to kill with this one. These levels are the same for all this, but they're really hard to do on some other ones because, yeah, the weapons are very different. So, for example, the mage can't kill those creatures quite as fast as a warrior, but you have a ranged weapon that never runs out of bullets, and I think it penetrates targets. So if there's like 5 guys in a row, it'll hit everyone in the group where it shoots. So it can be utilized in a way that no other weapon can, and it's a ranged weapon right from the start. So in many ways it's easy, you can strafe, it's hard to take any damage. On the other hand, if you are forced into close quarter combat with the mage, you are in big trouble. We on the other hand have to go into close quarters and have to survive, so our armor is pretty good and our weapons are fairly powerful. I think this is the end.